Cryptids and Cold Ones. I am John,
I'm Evan.
And I'm Kyle.
and today I said last week that we had our biggest guest, but I think actually this week it might be the best.
No shade to our last one, but yeah,
No, because
you're correct.
that was a good episode. But
Oh, yeah.
tonight we have our super fan with us. Chelsea's here. She has some stories to share with us. But before we do that, housekeeping.
Housekeeping!
Want me fluff your pillows?
We are on all the socials. They are in the link tree, which is in the show notes. Uh, see, I wanted to go through all of the things, but I run out of them.
I know. We just say the same thing over and over again. I'm just going to tell people we're on the dark web now.
Yeah, you can find us wherever you buy your organs.
Hop on Tor and you can find us.
So yeah, it's a link trees in the show notes, or you can reach us at our number 989-402-4091. That's where you can call in with your ghost stories, cryptids encounters. Maybe you were skinny dipping in Loch Ness and Nessie came up and touched your leg weird.
That would be awkward.
Just let it happen. That's what my scout leader said.
If you're driving down 75, watch out for glass, because that is where the remains of the back window of my camper is at.
Boo. By the way, it's a new camper, folks.
Yeah.
PayPal is in the show notes.
Well, it's a 2018, so it's not brand new.
That's irrelevant.
But
well,
it needs to be fixed so we can hunt for the Michigan Dogman with it.
I hit that bump and I heard it in the truck. And I was like,
eek.
I was like, worst case scenario, the TV just fell off the wall. That's fine. I got all the way up north and stopped to get fuel, and I walked to the back of the camper, and the window was gone, and you can see where the handlebar, because I got metal end caps on my grips for my bike.
Yeah.
And it hit just right, because it's tempered glass, but it hit just right. It completely shattered it.
Oh.
So it has a trash bag over it.
Do you have pretty duct tape at least?
I actually don't have any duct tape in there. And that's the handyman's secret weapon.
I know, right? Thank you. Thank you. Fellow Possum Lodge member there.
Oh, I didn't know that was... I had no clue that was outside of Michigan. I thought that was like a Michigan, Canada thing.
Oh, no, I would say that's just PBS. Like, that's classic, too.
Quando omni fluncus moritati.
Or whatever.
I thought that was just our local PBS. Like,
that's what I thought too.
When all else fails, play dead.
I am dumbfounded.
I've seen him live.
Maybe it's only broadcast to the salt of the earth people.
There was one year for Father's Day. My dad.
That'd be so cool.
It was John's dad, John's brother-in-law, and me went to go see him live.
Oh, that would have been so cool. One of the best cosplays I've ever found at a Comic-Con was a red green. And last year when I went, because me and my husband, we regularly go to the big Planet Comic-Con in Kansas City. And the gentleman who usually cosplays red green actually had, I forget the guy's name, but the like geeky, like, is it like his son or whatever? Yeah, his nephew. That guy was also there, and he's like had a keytar and everything. It was beautiful.
Yes. We have a pretty big Comic-Con, I think, in Detroit, don't we?
Yes.
Oh yeah. My husband's actually presented the last 3 years at Planet Comic-Con.
Cool.
So,
really?
Yeah, we are just a couple of big giant gigantic nerds, so he covers all the tabletop gaming type stuff and everything because
Oh,
we're
okay.
big into D&D and variation things off of that.
Well, I have a question off air about D&D because I've been wanting to get into it. So
Does
I
he
would
know how to play the?
gladly play with all of you.
Does he know how to play the Cones of Dunshire though?
Okay, this lame guy has not seen that show, and he should.
Oh my god! All right, Parks and Rec for everyone else.
As much
Yes.
as I love Parks and Rec, I don't know if I could totally understand Codes of
No,
Dunshire,
no.
but he might.
hey, treat yourself.
Treat
Exactly.
yourself.
I'm real life Ron Swanson. I'm gonna be real.
I mean, that's my real life goals is to be Ron Swanson. Like,
It took a long time to get here, but I'm here.
It's been curated.
See, I think Evan's gonna head this one up. He's
Okay.
usually the one with all the questions.
yay.
I do ask the questions. So
He's very good at it.
I guess we'll start out here. I'll just ask, tell us about, I guess, the general. You said you have multiple experiences that are paranormal, so I'd say let's start with the earliest experience and kind of just give us a rundown of where it happened in general first.
Okay. So I'll preface all my stories by saying I do have a handful of stories, but they're all very short, very brief.
Mhm.
And I will also generally admit that I feel like a lot of people they're like, oh, it could be imagination and all that. I view myself as a very hopeful skeptic. And so like looking back, I'm like, oh, it could have been this, and I could list a bunch of things, but I'm like, or it could surprise me and end up having been something crazy.
Mhm.
But probably my earliest one I have, I think I was trying to think back because half the reason I wanted to write these down is I can write a lot better than I can talk. And I also wanted to
Same.
like make notes of like I was trying to figure out exactly when these things happen. So I think my earliest story I was going to share is I think I was about like 15 or so. So I was like just in like late middle school kind of era.
Mhm.
And I'm an only child and I grew up that I was like a latchkey kid. I'd come home and just take care of myself until my parents were able to work. Um so I was at home and I was in the living room and I had my legs stretched out and I was laying on one end of the sofa, legs stretched out and everything. And I had one knee propped up and I was working on like some type of notebook or something. And I felt a muscle twitch in my leg that was extended, like on the top of my thigh. And it was like just enough. And I happened to be wearing shorts at the time. So I was like, what the hell? And I looked down. And um, I will also preface by saying all my life, my family, we have been major pet owners and stuff. We've had dogs. So my very first word was dog. um, so I was gonna say we've always had pets and stuff. And so I looked when I was way young, we actually had a little Yorkie named ironically Casper. And I remember I was laying there and I looked at my leg and I felt that muscle twitch, but when I looked, I could see that in the top of my thigh there was like a little indent where the muscle was moving, but as it moved down, I swear to God, it was the size and the shape of my dog's paw print. My dog,
Oh,
who at that time had been passed away for, I mean, I think he passed when I was like 8 or something. So he'd been gone for years. And it was very
wow.
much just one of those moments, like, I didn't feel scared by any means, but it was very much just kind of a shock. And like, my instant jump in thought was I looked at that and I remember I even said out loud, like to the big silent room I was in, I was just like, Casper? And
Yeah.
I literally just saw like it press down and then go away. And I'm like, okay. So
Wow.
What?
And,
yeah.
and to your surprise, 3 uncle dog ghosts came in and was like, "No, it's us."
I mean, but yeah, because also like and again I'll like at the time like he's the smallest dog we've ever owned like as a family and everything. So like size wise it was like perfect for like a Yorkie sized paw print. Just press down on my thigh and then lift up. And it
That's
was very
odd.
much just a
I have a
yeah.
question.
What?
So 2.5, 3 months ago, my Yorkie passed away.
I'm so
And
sorry.
no, it's all good. And why are you laughing?
That's just how you deal with things. Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, he
I
has
know.
no
It's it.
emotions.
Yeah, I
It's
have
okay.
no feeling. It's Lexapro. Anyways, no, I
Not when you
had
drink.
I had a weird twitch like that. Like it was like a long muscle spasm, like
Mhm.
on a specific part of my thigh when I was sitting at the edge of my bed one day. I didn't look like you did, but it was just like weird, like where she would like post up to look out the window,
Oh,
that kind of thing. So,
yeah. That
but
is
like
crazy.
when I have a twitch, I'm like, I'm old,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I
You were
again,
young at the
just
time,
sitting there,
so
like I was just sitting there. I was like, "Oh, weird. I haven't had a muscle twitch," but I was like, "I'm wearing shorts. Like, what's it look like?" Like,
right,
and I just
yeah, I
glanced
was
over and I just saw a paw print, and like again, it was like paw pads and like a
right,
little bit of
yeah.
nail indentation. Like,
Wow,
That's odd to me
that's
too, because I'm trying
crazy.
to think of anything that could possibly do that. Because when I have a muscle twitch, like you can see the entire muscle group moving, right?
yeah, yeah,
So I mean, I can't think of anything that would be other than your ghost puppy.
I know, which
You
would be
know,
awesome. Like, he was a
Or
sweetheart. He
it's
he put
lack
up with a
of
lot of
ghost
stuff.
potassium.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, true. I probably need a banana. Like,
No, 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 not back then, but no. Yeah, I bet that's well, yeah, if it's specifically indented like me, I'm still a skeptic. I always have been, and I'm kind of on the path to not be anymore.
we're getting
And
in there.
yeah, yeah. So now I'm like so now when I see stuff, like you said with the leg twitch, I'm like I got to be more like, oh, you know,
yeah, I
open my mind.
again, like even as long as I can remember, I've always been because I have a degree in biology and everything. I'm always very scientifically type minded, where I'm like, oh, it's this, and this, or whatever. Like
Yeah.
this has to be related to this. There's got to be this causing this, and yeah. So I've always said though I'm a very hopeful skeptic. I want to be proven wrong. I want something crazy to happen. Like
Yeah.
You just got to see Bigfoot. It'll change your mindset.
dude, dude, I wish, man. And I was gonna say when it comes to Bigfoot, I love diving into that because my my degree is actually specifically zoology.
Oh,
Oh,
geez.
So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, you've got dimorphism between different species. Like obviously there's subspeciation across the globe because like a swamp ape is gonna look completely different from like a yeti, and they're gonna be
yeah.
like built differently. Like I'm getting into all that detail.
Well,
Heck
that's
yeah.
cool.
It's okay. Nerd out. That's what we're here
Yeah,
for.
yeah, that's what we do too, and I think it's interesting. You have the southern Bigfoot, which tends to be smaller, and
Yeah.
then northern Bigfoot, and specifically like Pacific Northwest, tends to
Which
be
is
larger.
also like I would say that's a legitimate thing with mammals and everything. The closer you get to
Yes,
the equator, mammals are smaller and everything, and it has to do with like heat regulation and all that for the most part, from what we can
Yeah.
judge. So again, there's
it's
been
consistent.
A
I
big
know
body's hard to cool down.
exactly, but no, like that's the other thing that always gets me when people are like, "Oh, it's not real," and I'm like, I don't. For as many sightings and things that have happened, I was like, "There's something there." There has to be
Kansas is
something.
actually a hot spot for Bigfoot, from what I've been told, especially
Oh
that
yeah,
corner where you have Missouri, Arkansas that you
yep.
were talking about earlier. That is a Bigfoot hotspot.
Oh yeah.
Um,
There's I would say that that one convention I actually mentioned to you guys.
mhm,
Um, they have this the kind of tagline and overall thing of everything's connected, which is very sweet. And in that same vein, they talk about how the town that it's actually held in is on the 37th parallel, which has a whole thing with like ley lines and all that
Yeah.
jazz and
Oh
every.
yeah.
So
yes.
there's a lot of stuff that's tied, but that place is crazy. There are
I'm
all kinds of weird stories and everything you could think of.
so what's your take on, do you think Bigfoot is a flesh and blood creature? I used to be in that camp, and I think that's slowly changing.
I again with the idea that I very much accept the idea that like there's so many various stories and over hundreds of years of human history, any
Mhm.
other species would divert in some way, like evolutionarily wise. So, with
Mhm.
that said, it could have been like maybe there's like old world Bigfoot compared to
Yeah.
if you're thinking like primate type thing where it's like,
Mhm.
oh, they've just adapted this way and do this. And then there's like this group that's adapted and does this.
Yeah.
But I was to say, I don't know. I've heard so many theories and everything, and it it's kind of hard to put into a single thing. But I tend towards the idea of at least some portion, or at least some of the sightings are like flesh and blood type creature. So
I think it can be both, though, right?
yeah, I was gonna say
Somehow.
honestly, I think
There's a
it's
way.
deviated over time into worlds of both. Like maybe the flesh
Y-
and blood creature found access to the weird portals that they start hopping through. Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
I've
that and
I've
like,
I've yeah. I've
yeah,
never been one that thought it was anything but a flesh and blood like North American wood ape. And
true.
I mean, if you go back to our episodes on paranormal or supernatural Sasquatch, uh I was very much in the that was less than a year ago. I was
Yeah.
fully in the flesh and blood camp. And the more I start looking into it, the more I'm like, man, I don't know if we can shoot this thing.
A lot of what Levi talked about in our last COC, it really made me think a lot different. Like
Same.
I was already on that path of getting away from, you know, a flesh and blood creature, but a lot of what he talked about, it was like you can't explain that any differently than it's not flesh and blood. Like
Yeah.
it it has some way of moving around. And we've talked about portals and all that before,
Mhm,
but it really, the like we talked about migration patterns and all that, but
mhm.
it
I also
may
think like even tying to kind of like some silly theories. Like I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the hide behind from like
I
Yeah.
have heard of it,
yeah.
yes.
So I was gonna say that could be just a variation of Bigfoot, and I mean whatever that creature is, it has the ability to just shrink behind a tree, like,
Yeah.
and so like as I say, there the natural world is also crazy too. Like that's another thing I always think of is like, especially when looking for like I'm thinking back to when I had like my evolutionary biology class and everything, and like talking about how animals adapt in like the craziest of ways to survive all different types of things. I'm like, nature is a lot weirder usually than what you could even imagine. So
Mhm.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say it definitely could be something, but yeah, I definitely think there's something there to Bigfoot.
I
Heck yeah.
would completely agree with that.
But
So what would you say that the in the next like I know we're sorry, we got off track there
yeah,
a
we
little
did.
bit. That tends to be
a
what
good
we do
track.
here.
Yeah,
We're
she should
This
know that
this
by
whole
now.
show
yeah.
is nothing but
Yeah.
rambling, and it's
Yeah.
amazing. Like, that's half
we
the reason I love listening to you guys is there's
The
something about the
ADHD
way you guys
rants.
talk and stuff
we
is it
recently
reminds me of sitting around with my buddies and us bullshitting. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
we
Heck yeah.
recently got a comment on I think it was Kyle's last episode.
Uh-oh.
Um that
Oh.
said it says, "What am I listening to?" I had to shut this off. It was just
For shame. For shame.
My my my
I
wife
will say I
listened.
do miss the limericks, but I get it. As somebody who also got an English minor, I understand writing pressure can be tough, but like
I put off writing any episode I do until usually the night before. And then it's like,
that's the best moment.
okay, if I give myself 2 hours, I can write 35 to 40 minutes worth of stuff.
Hell yeah.
I write an
That's
intro and then I'll write like I'll copy and paste specific stuff that I want, but mainly it's just bullet points. If I want something to read something specific, and then I'll just rant. It's
I say
like,
legitimately, I'm looking at my notes here because again, like I said, I initially wanted to write into you guys, and my idea was I was going to write it down and I was going to call your number and read it out, kind of like a script was my dream idea. I also was going to do your scream that you've been waiting for, Evan, and all that. But
yes.
but I was gonna say I always feel like I could be more eloquent and get more information across if I write it, but my notes are legitimately the same. I have like little headings and then like a couple bullet points for each one.
This is so much better though. We get to meet you. So
I know. I'm
Yeah.
so
Oh,
excited.
definitely.
I'm fangirling like straight up. Like
Really?
hells yeah.
We find that odd. That's the odd to us.
Yeah, we're just weird
don't,
dudes.
don't be odd. You guys are like superstars. It's amazing. Anyway,
Oh,
I'm honored. I'm honored you
oh,
even know
thank
I
you.
exist.
We are social
Absolutely.
media influencers that influence.
um,
So yeah, tell us about the next experience there that you
Okay.
had.
So my next one is actually one of the ones I was going to very first start and send in to you guys. Which by the way, I will mention I've gotten into listening to podcasts definitely in like the last like 6-7 years. And I will let you know, like I listen to all like the other big name ones, like I listen to Monsters Among Us, stuff like that. And I've always
Mhm.
thought to write like send in stuff. Just know again, you guys are amazing and special. You are the very first ones I've ever written to or like planned to actually talk. Like this is the first one. I'm so excited. Anyway,
How did you
um,
find us? I actually wanted to know this. Like,
I was trying to think back. I think it was a suggestion thing. Like, and I will say, when I say I listen to a ton of podcasts, I work overnights at a job that I'm usually out by myself, just on my own,
Yeah.
zoned out.
Mhm.
I actually wrote down, so you know, Spotify Wrapped, right?
Yeah.
My last year's numbers might make you puke because out of the 64,000 minutes I listened, 55 were podcasts.
oh,
So I was
wild.
gonna say, when I say I listen to a ton of podcasts, I I do nothing but anyway.
I had a video game logged in at 12 days after I did the math on the hours that I played it. So, and that was while I had kids and adult and a full-time job. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna say this. I think Spotify broke it down. It's like 44 days was my total listen time or
yeah.
something. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, um, so my next story though, I was thinking back, and I think I was around like 19 or so. It was kind of early college, late high school, and everything. Um, I was sitting at home, and my parents' house. It's this little old house. It was one of those type of houses that like it originally was like a single bedroom type of space, and then they added on. And to my knowledge, though, nothing's really major happened with the house other than the people who added on definitely did not know what they were doing, and that's a whole other ball game. But um, excuse me.
Mhm.
Um, so oh shoot. Anyway, um, they so I'm sitting in the house with my dad, and we have digital cable, so there's a lot of times, and the way our living room we have the furniture set up is there's like two chairs pointed towards the TV, sofa along one side. We've got a stairwell that the sofa is backed up to, and that stairwell comes down, and then that's the walkway into the kitchen and into the living room, and the TV is kind of right across from that. So, um, we're sitting there watching TV one night, and God bless my daddy. He did the whole dad thing of we were watching something he wanted to watch. He fell asleep. So then I'm waiting the whole like, can I go and grab the remote and change it? You know, type. And so I was sitting in the other chair, and with digital cable, or at least in my area, there's moments like when it goes from like commercial to the show where it kind of like stops for a second, and it's the idea like whatever is running the digital thing, it's loading or whatever, and the TV is going. I forget, we were probably watching some stupid cop show, and it stopped for like that half second of like that weird kind of intermittent loading period, and it was real late at night, and it was like all dark outside and everything. And I remember right as I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, this is kind of a weird longer break. I hope nothing's wrong with the cable. Like as that thought went through my head, over at the base of where like the stairs meet the walkway area that goes to our kitchen and everything, there was it was such a loud snap. It almost sounded like a real solid clap by somebody who has like really big hands. You know, there's just the boom type of clap,
Mhm.
a super loud snap. And mind, I'm only like 5'2". So for me, it was about chest high and everything. But of floating above the ground, right there at the base of the stairs, there was that loud snap and a flash of light that was probably about, I want to say maybe a foot across. And it was almost like a big burst of static, is what it looked like. But I've never known static to just form in the middle of the air with nothing around it and make a noise, let alone. And it was
Was
so
it
weird
like
because like the TV had like perfectly stopped. That happened, and then the cable kicked back on.
was it like a an orb, or was it just like a
it,
flash?
it it was kind of an orb, but like it just went like real bright and then gone.
Huh.
It was crazy, and so I've looked up since because looking back at everything, I was like, is that I've heard of this thing called ball lightning, and
I
I've been
I
curious.
I seriously just typed ball lightning into Google.
Exactly. So anything I've looked up though, I'm like, anything I've seen, it usually ball lightning shows like it moves or
Yeah.
something, or like it's got something going on. This was just, again, it very much reminded me of static, but it was like a foot long flash of like bright ball orb type flash of light associated with that real loud snap. Like and
Wow.
and and of course, God bless my daddy, slept through the whole thing. But because I remember sitting there and like I had that moment of like, do I wake my dad? And I looked over, I was like, we're fine. I did the whole like
Kyle,
2 second, like, is anything else gonna happen? Okay, no, we're good.
Yeah, you were explaining it, and I was like, that sounds like ball lightning. So
I know, but
I
like,
typed in ball lightning sound, and then you were
yeah.
like, I've heard of this stuff called ball lightning.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, like, I remember I looked up one video here where the guy explained later he actually added the noise into the video, where I was like, well, that's lame. But like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was very much just like it sounded to me like somebody who can snap their fingers really hard, or like I said, it was almost like somebody with like real large hands just doing that big solid like single clap kind of sound. Like it was just pow and then just gone.
Huh.
And I will say that house generally too, the only other thing, when we very first moved into it, I remember, again, I all my life I have been a massive scaredy cat. Like I was the kid, like I would jump at the slightest thing. I've only recently very much lightly tiptoed towards horror movies because even the thought of them, especially when I was younger, would I no anyway. But with that said, so when we moved into this new house, um, of course I was kind of freaked out about like going down the basement and everything, all that jazz.
Mhm.
But I remember too, there was something weird with our house where like when we very first moved in, which that was relatively close to the same time, um, I had a feeling like I was being watched from the window wells of our basement. And I don't know why it specifically in my brain registered that I thought I would look over and see a cat.
Yeah.
But because we don't have cats, my parents sadly were always like, oh, we hate cats, all that. So we've never owned a cat, but I had this feeling. I was like, I feel like something's watching me, and it's like a small mammal.
Huh.
And I don't know why that hit me. But like
Mhm.
I would say the whole house is giving me some slightly weird vibes, but nothing like scary by any means, or like I never felt like there was a presence really or anything like that, other than this weird moment I had with that light.
Have your parents had any experience? Do they still live in that house?
Um, yeah, my mom does. Sadly, my dad passed away last year, but
Oh,
I'm sorry to
sorry.
hear that.
Sorry to hear that.
it's all good. Now I will say, God bless my dad, and we were always the same type of vibe. I would say he did sadly pass away at our house. So with that said, my dad would be the kind of person, God help if there's anything on that other side, he might try to start fucking around. Which I would gladly invite and everything. I'd be like, hell yeah, Dad, let's say,
What
let's hang
one
out,
of one of my favorite memes is like when I die, don't look for me in the clouds. I'm gonna be chasing you up the stairs at night.
Oh, that would straight up be my dad. Like he had a thing of like sneak up behind me and tickling my sides. Like he would do that. If he could do that from beyond and everything, he would definitely do it. And then I would probably hear him laugh. It would be great.
I
But
consistently tell Kyle that if he doesn't do X, Y, and Z at my funeral, I'm gonna haunt his ass, and it's just absurd shit. It's
yeah.
never, it's
I'm
never
gonna cry like a
anything.
North Korean. No.
But no, I was gonna say, to my knowledge, my parents have never shared any weird experiences. Like I can't even think, like we live out just far enough. My parents' house is just far enough from the city and stuff. They get like a handful of wildlife and everything. Like we've had deer across our yard, stuff like that. I can't even think of anything necessarily way too crazy from that. There was the time a coyote like walked up right by the porch while my mom was out there smoking a cigarette, which that was kind of fun, but that's not that.
My
More or
mom
less just
saw
like
an
walk.
alien black cat, and she's like, I didn't really think it was a big deal. I just was like, I'm like, are you serious, Mom? You saw an
Now,
ABC.
I would say it wasn't a black cat, but I do think there was one time, kind of near when we first moved in. I think we saw a mountain lion from our back window, possibly like way out in the distance.
Are
But
they native around there?
there's, I don't know if this is necessarily like a full Midwestern thing, but at least around
Yeah.
Kansas all my life, it's been, oh, if you ask the parks people, no, we don't have mountain lions, but we've now, especially now, we've gotten so many trail cams and footage. Like there was one guy who literally was driving a truck down the highway and like got straight video of a mountain lion running alongside the road and then running off and every so I'm like, and like, so yeah, we definitely have a population, and I'm
Yeah.
on the eastern half of the state, so we get a lot more trees and hills and stuff, plenty of
Oh,
places
okay.
for them to hide. And
That has to do with funding related stuff, because
yeah,
I actually can tell you why that they are that way. Because if they admit the existence of something in an area, they have to expend funds to protect it. So
understandable. We actually
yeah.
just had a huge flap here in the town I live in currently. I'm still in the eastern half of Kansas and stuff, but we had a huge flap because there was a black bear that
Oh
came
man.
by, and everybody's just like, wait, there's a bear? And then like literally, and I feel awful for this. Everybody says it's like the same one. In my heart of hearts, I'm like, it probably isn't, but it'd be crazy if it was. But literally, like not even a whole week later, we got a story that went crazy about the poor thing getting hit by a car. So
Yeah.
everybody's like, no, the bear, it's gone.
Oh. Didn't there was one like 2 blocks away? Like, was it 2 miles away from your house, Kyle?
Yeah, 2
Recently?
country miles away from my house, but there was even more importantly, there was a turkey that the DNR that lived by what do you call it? Lived outside of a medical facility, and everyone like
Oh my
fed it and
gosh.
stuff, and the DNR finally picked it up. But those things are angry and they're mean.
There's legitimately, there was a Facebook page. I think it's not Wichita, but there's a bigger city kind of nearby to where I'm at that they have a Facebook page for their city turkey that lives in the
Oh,
town.
cool.
Like,
Yeah.
That's
like people will
awesome.
post for him and like share sightings. Be like, oh my god, I forget his name, but they were like, I saw him today. Just
He's
my
still
town, we had a
around.
my town, we had a peacock going around for a while. That was kind of fun.
I
Just
was
like you
at
can
a
walk down the square,
local's.
just see a peacock walking by. It's like, it's whatever.
Those are mean too. I was at a
Oh yeah, they
local
can be.
petting zoo, and one bit my youngest child and really upset her, and I just about picked it up by its throat and slammed it. I was like, "You do not hurt my baby girl."
I say birds are mean. Like God
Yeah,
bless it. Birds can be
Wait, did she
awful.
deserve it, Evan, or no?
probably, but it's still my daughter.
I know. What did she do?
I mean, it is pretty easy to make a bird mad. Not gonna lie.
I don't remember exactly. I
Got
think she
all up
was
in its
encroaching
grill.
on it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty
I mean,
much. Well, you know
um,
my daughter. You know how she
She's
is.
awesome. Yes.
She, just so you know, I haven't talked much about my daughter, but she alternates between the nicest, quietest, shyest little girl in the world to Satan.
Yeah.
She has two modes, and those are the
there's only
two.
2 speeds.
Yep. Oh, she's great though. I
I'm
know I've
trying to think
talked
my
more
ne-
about my son though. So
I would say I'm trying to think of my next story. I'm not these next ones. I'm trying to remember exactly the order they go. Um, I think
was it all
I
same
think the
general time frame?
I would say this next one would have happened maybe about 6 or 7 years since the one I just talked about.
Hmm.
Um, there was one night where this is after I met my now husband at the time, my boyfriend and everything. He was the one who introduced me that people still do quote unquote country cruising. I didn't even know that was a thing. Where just you just get in the car and drive, and that's what you do for entertainment. And
Oh,
Yeah.
so
do
we
you
had been
stop?
uh anyway,
Oh, that. Oh,
but no, so one night we were just driving around and everything, and it was real late, and we were heading back. We had met going to school and everything, so we were heading back to the school and everything to go back to our dorms. And I he had an old Bronco truck and everything, bucket seats and all that, but I was doing
okay.
the
Hells yeah.
sweet thing of like snuggling over to him, and I was kind of leaning on his shoulder as he was driving. And we were driving over a bridge, and he's got his headlights and everything. And I was one of those kids who even like from as far back as I can remember, I would see out like the corner of my eye if I was in a car, the shadow people running between like stoplights and stuff and everything. So I've always seen like shadow figure things like that, but I also admit I do have crazy imagination. It Who knows on that end. But with that said,
I'm gonna have a
so it
follow-up
was
question on that just so you know. So
okay. So I was like leaning over and everything, and I was like snuggling on my husband. And I look, and because I see something start to move across the bridge we were on and everything. And like there's some like decent sized creeks and everything. So it was a decent sized little bridge. And he's going probably about like 50 or so. Um, but I see something start to move. So I go to like move and actually look at it because I'm like, oh shit, we're about to hit a deer. And as I look up, I see the form, and it almost reminds me, looking back, it moved almost like the Patterson Gimlin film type of walk.
Yeah.
But I see this black shadow figure moving across the road. And if I had to guess height, maybe about like 6 foot or so. But like as my eyes are going up the body, right? And like even as weird as it is, the shadow figure, like its head turned to look at us as we were coming up on it. But that was really creepy because the head cut off midway.
ooh,
Like it
that's
was
interesting.
not like nearly headless Nick, like down by the neck. No, like across the bridge of the nose, just there and up was gone.
It was like it
But
was
like,
only
and it was one of
partially
those
through the
moments of like,
void.
I was gonna say, it just looked like it just stopped at that point. But like like right as it was starting to turn its head, that's when we passed over where it was gonna go. Because again, my husband was going like 50. And
Yeah.
it was very much like I gripped his like leg and everything. I was like, did you see that? And he's like, did I see what? And I'm like, oh,
Never
Oh, you didn't
mind.
see it. Ah,
yeah. So it
Oh
was
God.
real eerie, but like it looked like a 6 foot tall, decently built guy walking and then like turned.
hmm.
Oh
I,
my
I'm
God.
And
I'm not
apparently
here to
in our
judge you
truck
on
we
that
just
because
obliterated it.
I haven't
I've
seen
seen
something
gnomes.
quite like that.
I've seen something like that too, but I've also seen gnomes. So I'm not here to judge on your half headless
I
shadow
would love to
Bigfoot.
see a gnome. I
I
actually
don't.
somewhat here recently, I think it was from Monsters Among Us, I found out that one of the native tribes that's near and around this area, they have
Mhm.
a whole folklore based around gnomes and like little people And I was like, really? I was all excited, but
You're gonna have to message us on that because I'd like to do an episode on little people in general. Like,
oh yeah,
because
they're
Well,
I'm
crazy. I was gonna say,
we'll have to ask you offline too.
yeah.
We'll get more info, like what, like, because you're so special to us. We want to do stuff for you.
I
So
I do I do
you're
owe you
special
a
to
Discord
me.
link, so I'll get you the
Yes.
Discord link.
I straight up, I was planning when you mentioned that. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to join the Patreon. I'll get to it. But then you were like, I'll send you the link. And I was like,
We're
do I?
just gonna let you in.
yeah, that's a no
Yep.
brainer.
Prepare for the memes and the gifs. I'm just warning you.
Hells yeah.
We're not in this for the money. We're in it for the funny.
Yep,
Hell
exactly.
yeah.
So
But-
I was gonna follow up on the shadow people thing, right?
Mhm.
What's your position on that when it comes to shadow people? Because I mean, I've seen connections to like Jin. I've seen connections to like entities from another dimension. I've heard that some people can't see them, basically like you said, like they only reveal themselves to some people.
So I will give, and it just dawned on me, one kind of funny joke thing of why my husband probably didn't see it is, God help him, he's blind in one eye. um, but I will also admit, for me, I also think personally, from my point of view, my experiences, I have really terrible eyesight. So already I'm used to seeing my natural world is already way blurry. And I've made sense. I've had it since I was real young. So like a part of me does legitimately think kind of it all depends on the context. Cause like I think like historically, if you look back, I mean, not everybody was able to keep up on eye prescription stuff. Maybe their
right.
shadow people was just really blurry shit around.
Yeah.
um though comparatively, I also a lot of things, I'm a firm believer in the idea of tulpas, and the idea that if you put energy and thought into something, it's going to form, kind of thing. Like
Yes.
kind of getting into that whole thing of like if you get enough people around and everything and thinking the same way in wavelength,
No doubt.
that's going to be what people see and feel.
Yeah.
um though again, I think it just kind of depends on the context for shadow people, because like
Your
there's
cell phone
also
is
something to be said of like you mentioned, all the different scenarios, like
Mhm,
depending on where it's at and stuff, it could be X, Y, and Z, this thing influencing
mhm,
it, or it could be this, or it could be like a little gray alien that just ran out of the way. Like
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of connected my experience with that because there's a lot of bad vibes where I was headed to and in
yeah.
that general vicinity because we were spending time at that house with this family that just lost like their 8-year-old boy.
Oh gosh,
It
yeah.
was my buddy's little brother. He got hit by a car, and
Oh my god.
basically me and like four other friends that were quite close with him were going out there, and I mean we were running to the grocery store for them and doing whatever they needed in the immediate wake
Yeah.
of this situation. And so there was a lot of bad vibes out there, and I I mean I immediately looked it up when I got to a computer, because at the time cell phone it was a time when cell phones were not capable of googling
Yeah.
things. um but
still barely able to do that.
I want to show you, it is an iPhone, like it works, it's a
Does it
real
have the
Kudos.
button?
iPhone.
Kudos. I will also mention, because I remember a few episodes back, I know John was joking about how much was it T-Mobile that sucks. I mean, my husband works for Verizon. I know a guy. I can hook you up.
Ah,
Right there.
There you go.
tells you.
But
So yeah, no, like with the shadow people, what other types of experiences have you had with that specific type of entity?
I mean, a lot of it, I personally kind of chalk up to the idea of, again, I will admit, probably a decent background active imagination thing going on,
Mhm.
and with my that between that and my terrible eyesight, I'm probably
Mm.
just seeing God knows what out of the corner of my eye a lot of times. Now, again, being a scaredy cat, I react to it and I get like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah.
but um but as I've gotten older and everything, I also just like, I mean, if it is something and it's gonna come for me, whatever. But
Fair enough.
then
Fair enough.
then I'm going for the idea of like, what can I do in that moment to, gain proof? Like,
Yeah.
Heck
shadow
yeah.
shadow person comes running out for me, I'm gonna grab them.
Right.
Like, what are
Yeah.
they gonna
Yes.
do? Like,
I fully support that message. I mean, like you're talking to the group of guys that literally have a plan to shoot and capture uh physical evidence of Bigfoot.
which is
So
amazing, and I have legitimately bragged to other people about, because like I've got zombie plans with friends, but I'm like, we need a Bigfoot plan. Like,
heck yeah.
but
Heck yeah.
I would say my next incident was probably about, again, pretty close. It's closer to this last experience I just talked about, but
Mhm.
again, later on, again, we were country cruising. This was during like the daytime though, because God bless my husband, he knows I'm a chicken shit, and so he was like, "We'll go check out this place during the day." um, there, of course, if you look back historically and everything, there was a lot of issues because we're right at that border for Kansas and Missouri, and so there was a lot of like Civil War level type fights and
Yeah,
issues and everything that
bleeding
went on.
Kansas. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that said, not too terribly far from the little town my husband grew up in, there he wanted to show me this bridge that is also like in like local folklore, so and so said this happened kind of down the line.
Mhm.
Apparently people have gone out there and sadly committed suicide, and like they're just very sad, scary moments around this one bridge. And I was gonna say, I know this doesn't work for necessarily all the medium, but he actually sent me a photo that I can use to show you. So, at mind you, this is like gravel road, middle of BF nowhere, open wide Kansas space.
Mhm.
And this road goes and you take a curve, and then we're talking like a 45-degree curve around this big like ridge, and then it's almost no joke a 90-degree turn. And I would say, I don't know if y'all can see it. Will it show? Never mind. I can always email it or something later. But he
Yeah.
actually screenshotted the map, and you can see
Mhm.
where like this bridge crosses over, and it's like you have to slow down. And you've probably, average person's probably been driving like 40 or so, and then
Yeah.
they're like, oh shit, I have to slow to like 20. So
Jeez.
already you've had people like wrecking right there. So they've had handful of people going out doing stupid shit, probably
Oh yeah.
also
At night.
country cruising, being drunk, God knows what.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So after we maneuver around and we start to go over this bridge, on the other side of this ridge is like a whole thicket of trees and the creek that runs there. And when at least when we went, sorry, um, at least when we went and everything, the water was real low. And I could tell as we were going over this bridge, like there was a drop for where this creek was. And I want to say, I'm talking like 40, 50-foot drop. Like it
Wow.
was very deep. Just all of a sudden, there's a creek.
Yeah.
And again, we were driving, God bless, in that Bronco. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and I do the whole thing of like looking out towards the window. My face wasn't touching the glass. I will note that. I know that for a fact. My face was not against the glass. But I was looking over through the window, trying to look down, just see what's at the bottom of this creek bed. Because as
Mhm.
we're crossing this little bridge, and that's the other thing, is it's very much like a single lane size
Oh,
bridge.
okay.
It's real narrow. And I was looking over just to see the bottom of the creek bed. And my husband had said, like, oh yeah, people have gone out here and done terrible things. People have died trying just even to get out here because of those curves. And as I was leaned over, and I felt a hand kind of like cut my cheek, and it was very much like a grandma feel, like almost
Oh,
like just shy of the pinch a cheek type thing, but like the oh you so sweet kind of kid,
oh
like.
man.
Okay.
And I felt that on my cheek that was near the glass. Again, not touching the glass, but I just felt like this hand, and I just felt it kind of press into my cheek and then let go. And I remember, like, right as we got over the bridge, because it was while we were on that bridge, I felt that. And right as we got over it, I remember I just turned to my husband and again had a moment of like, did you feel anything? And he's like, what? And I'm like, I just felt a grandma touch my face. Like, I was like, we should get out of here. But yeah, no, it was crazy. And so there too, kind of like I mentioned, the idea of like tulpa type stuff.
Mhm.
Looking back, it could have been a case like that even for me. But for as horrific as everything sounded in that area, again, I wasn't necessarily scared. It was just like, again, I felt like a grandma like presence. Like it was
Yeah.
just gentle and like a grandma would like hold your cheek for a second, being like, "Oh, you so cute," you know.
Yeah.
So
So, so you've been like, so you think it's your tulpa, or do you think it's like society's tulpa? Like, do you think you manifested it?
I don't know, man. Probably a little combo of both. I mean,
I
if it were that way, but
I do
like,
want to say something though. Evan, sorry, Grandma would have never have done that to your cheek. She would have hit you with the cane because he was rambunctious as a young lad.
you gotta herd him like a shepherd, just
Oh yeah. I
And then
used to
Grandpa
steal her
Harry would start
cane.
yelling stuff about the war.
Yes, trauma.
I have to have myself on
Untreated
mute because
PTSD for decades.
I have
What
hiccups
was?
right now, so I've had myself
Oh
on
no.
mute.
oh no.
Sounds like the
Yeah, no, I used to steal her cane and then steal her whatever she was eating so she couldn't chase me down. I was not a nice grandson.
And I was a typical me fashion, just watching it, laughing like, look at this kid.
I would have been
But
3 at that time, just devious.
Now
oh,
we're
good
adults,
Lord.
I think.
Yeah.
So
Oh
I only
man.
really have one other story, and this one is very much in as terrible as the world is out there. I like to fill my world with as much whimsy as I can.
Yes.
And so with that said, this one, it's more of a I have a frame of reference that I have officially blocked out this memory for of like this is what happened to me. Um have you ever seen in like stories of mythology when you have like the ones I can think of relate more with Viking stuff where like people were tested in their faith and everything because Odin came like disguised and visited them.
Yep.
So with that said, I fully believe that my husband and I helped out Dionysus.
Really?
So the way that that story goes is I did look it up because I was trying to figure out what year and I was looking for like the family photos from the trip. But it was back in 2019 that me and my husband went with his mom and her boyfriend at the time and his family. We did a big float trip over in Missouri and down this one river. And it was a place that I've gone to since I was like way little and everything. I've done the same trip before and everything. It was a super fun family weekend type thing.
Mhm.
And the river, like a lot of the Ozark River areas and stuff, the water, some areas will be like a decent level down, so you're floating fine. But then all of a sudden, you got like 2 inches of water, so you have to get
Yeah,
out and like move the
I've
boat.
bottomed out. And yeah.
Yeah.
Sobble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So
That
we were definitely hitting those spots, and the time of year we went, albeit I forgot to write like what month it was, but it was like during kind of like early summer or springtime. And so there was a bunch of like, it was a big weekend. There was a bunch of like college kids and everything and big families going. So the boat that we ended up in, because there was also a slew of like kids and stuff, we were in the boat with my mother-in-law and again, her at the time boyfriend. And it was them, me and my husband. And we had hit one of those spots where God bless some other college guys, like it was maybe like a frat house was out there or something. They had stopped and they were helping people through this one area. They were real sweet. So we're going, and as we're trying to get to the other side, mind you, the river is like just dangerous enough. They say like you can't just stop and swim. Like it's not, you shouldn't do that type thing. But we look and there's this kid. I say kid, but there's this gentleman and he's just floating, like just back floating in the water. He doesn't seem to be associating with anybody and people are just going by him. But mind you, this is still like bright hot summer, like it's 90 something degrees out. He's already looks like he's been roasting. Like he's already almost scarlet red on just the one side, you know. My mother-in-law is a CNA and everything, and I grew up, my mom's a nurse and all that. So we're looking, we're like, is he okay? Like, and we asked the guys there, and they're like, yeah, we have no idea who he is, and we think his people left him. And we were like, oh
Whoa.
shit. And so he's just chilling. So we were the kind people to come up and be like, hi, sir, would you want to float with us? So we then find out this man is so beyond drunk he can barely move. Thank God he could float, you know?
Yeah.
So we literally like belly flop load him up onto our raft. And we're trying to get him to drink water and shit. And we get talking to him. And one of the first things we ask, of course, is what's his name? Which he then, you know, he can get the energy at that point to lift his head up and go, they call me Big Papa. So we were like, well, hello, Big Papa, sir. Here's some water, you know. And we get talking to the guy, and through what he can make out, you know, because again, he is like beyond drunk, we realize. And God bless, he is roasted from the sun, all that jazz. And we end up finding out, like, yes, his buddies left him. I think there was some issue about a girl. His actual name is Jesse. Um, but we end up getting to like where we end our float trip and get off and everything and all that. And there's of course different companies that run. So there's like, oh, this is our stop for our company. And we kept trying to ask him and he couldn't remember where he was supposed to be off at. So we were like, well, we'll just have you get off with us, I guess. And so we do. And the way the system is, there's a bus we get on and we get driven back to where we started and all that. And so we get on this bus. And at this point, thankfully, the water had started to kind of help and he was getting a little bit more himself, I think, which we also found out definition party animal. Like think of like all those like classic college movies. Like he's fitting that stereotype to a T. Like he brings the party. He is Big Papa. Like so but he ends up talking to the bus driver and the bus driver can make out and everything. They're like, oh yeah, no dude, you totally missed your shit, like way the hell back. I can get you here. I've got enough time to stop at this spot that'll get you close kind of. But so given our little like, it's like a 15-20 minute drive to get us back to where we need to be and all that. And in that time, Big Papa, of course, gets in the back of the bus like most classic, you know, kids would. And I think if at some point he got us all singing some type of song and everything, like he is bringing the party, right? Like we were all like, and we end up making the stop for him. He literally, as he's getting off the bus, he like turns and he's like, thank you. And and we all cheer. We're like, Big Papa. Everybody loved him, right? Like he was a hoot. And it wasn't until he gets off that bus, it hit me. And I looked to my husband, and like I said, I looked at him, I was like, babe, I was like, you know all those myth stories? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, did we just help Dionysus out of the fucking river? Did
That's
we?
funny.
So fully in my head, we found a version form being of Dionysus, and we helped save him from the Niagara River in Missouri.
That's awesome.
Hells yeah.
And
I like that.
I love the idea that Dionysus is a college age type of guy who goes by the name Big
Right.
Papa.
Yeah.
Because he so fucking would.
That is awesome.
You got to be
I
modern.
appreciate that.
That is awesome. That's a
That
good
is
story.
some Percy Jackson stuff if I ever heard of.
I know, right? Like that would be how you'd find Dionysus in the wild is freaking just floating on his back in a stream, having been abandoned by his buddies.
Heck yeah. You're
But
giving me flashbacks from college, actually.
oh, it was definitely, like I said, there had to have been easily probably about 4 or 5 frat houses there that weekend, let alone a couple of sororities. And the river also is like wide enough and big enough. Like we were seeing like party boats where like
Mhm.
people had like boom boxes and shit and everything going as they were going down the it was a fun weekend.
Hells yeah. We
But
do that on the Sable and the rifle here in Michigan.
mm-hmm.
Those are
A
big.
lot of snapping turtles up there.
Ooh.
Hells yeah. We always try to catch them.
Oh, I would say I've got fun stories. Again, my degree was zoology, so we would do trips for certain classes of mine to go out. And so we actually did like a whole trip through Oklahoma for my herpetology class. And I'll never
Yeah.
forget one of the guys I was classmates with, he was a yell leader for like the cheer team and stuff. His biceps were as big as my head. He was a big buff dude, right? He loves turtles, and watching this guy with like the joy of a 5-year-old coming up with snapping turtles that were like bigger than the size of dinner. We're talking shells like 2 feet across. And he's like, look at this baby.
I like turtles.
Oh
Like-
yeah, no. I would say that was also the same guy that like, and mind you, we're like middle of the night, middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, wading around in a pond, like all like 30 of us. And he like our headlamps go over to him because we hear he was one of the many Jeffs we had in that class.
I'm Jeff.
And we scan over and everything. We see Jeff coming out, and he's got 2 giant black rat snakes, and you can see where they bit him on the arms and everything.
Oh.
But he's holding them up like this, like, look what I found.
I just had a conversation today with a coworker. It was like, I don't think I could ever go noodling. Like what
No?
possesses
I made so many
people?
I made so many jokes on our ichthyology trip, which was the same type of way and everything. We were finding gar, and I was joking about going noodling for gar. Because those guys, when we were like holding them and everything, their sight is so amazingly good. I swear, like you could feel them tense up, and you knew when to go like this and like hold them away from you, because they would turn to snap and they go for your face and like your eyes,
Oh.
namely. But like, yeah, they were fun though. I love seeing them. They were.
Yeah.
We
How
also
big
got
are
a
the
lot
gar
of.
there?
Huh?
How big are the gar there?
So I will say, with that trip and everything, our findings were a bit skewed because we even had like a shock boat and everything. But we were getting gar. Again, I'm a 5'2", kind of petite sized person. I wouldn't say the biggest ones we had, like tip of the nose, tip of the tail, were maybe the length of my arm. But we were
Okay.
finding long nose, short nose, alligator were the top ones.
Mhm.
So like with some decent sized ones, like we got littler ones. We were pulling up catfish though that like their heads were literally like 2 feet across. It took like 2 guys to like lift them up and everything. That was a fun
That's
trip.
Those I've not been on a boat size one, but I've seen I have a friend who I refer to as Dr. Fish, and I'm not going to say his name because this wasn't study related. But we asked him to demonstrate his Ghostbuster backpack with the shocker. So he brought it down to an undisclosed river and showed us where all the trout were.
Oh
And
gosh. That was
I-
one moment when we found where the trout were. I've always grown up going trout fishing, so I was like, I'm finally getting revenge, shucking all these little guys.
Yeah. They're difficult to catch.
Oh yeah, I would say that I've now done both like catfish and trout fishing, and I definitely prefer trout fishing because I'm like that. You feel like you're trying to catch somebody like a scuba diver who can like reach out, grab your line, yank on it, pull back, and laugh and everything. Like you got to work at it. Like
Hells
but-
yeah, that's why I love it.
oh yeah, no, it's so much fun. But yeah, no, we did the same thing with like the like backpacky, like it almost is like a metal detector type thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're
it's
going
like
through.
it's got that little loop at the end.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we did that, but then we also had a boat that was just big enough, like it was like a little pontoon boat, and we
Mhm.
had what we called the pumpkin, and we were able to drop that in, and then we were like all with giant long dip nets on the side of it and just picking up stuff. We also came across a
Okay.
lamprey, that was kind of fun.
Oh man,
There's lamprey down there?
those are ugly.
Again, we were down in like Oklahoma,
Okay.
and then towards the Ozark area. But that was also really fun because conversely, he was kind of like the class's redheaded stepchild. His name was Kevin. And Kevin was the guy that
course.
saw the lamprey and was like, I want to know how hard that thing sucks. And we were like, okay, Kevin. So
Clip
he holds
that.
his hand, he holds his hand up and he gets it to attach to the pad of his thumb. And we
Ow.
all watch as like he gets it there and goes, ow. Like, God bless Kevin. I don't know where he's at and what's going on in the world, but God help him.
Shout out to Kevin.
Looking
Yeah.
for a
Shout out
bigger
to
lamprey.
we had a guy named Jeff that was like that when I was in Scotland.
named
And I used to just mess with him constantly. I literally found a feral cat, shook it up, and threw it in bed with him one time. We were staying at a castle in the middle of the Highlands.
That's so mean.
Oh man, alcohol was a
That poor
factor.
cat.
I can't
I
wait.
know.
I can't wait till Spotify like automatically transcribes this and it says Evan's cat abuse. And then
It does.
It's
if
going to be
you
a
look-
whole chapter.
it
If
doesn't
you
count
look
though.
at-
It was Scottish.
If you look at Spotify when you get a chance, it gives you the chapters of the episode.
Yeah.
So some of the chapters in our episodes are just absurd. We send
I've honestly never thought to look at that, but now I need to go back and look.
They're funny.
They
I
crack
would
us
say, and
up.
I will say, speaking of Jeff's,
I'm
so
Jeff.
I actually have a slight bone to pick because
Yeah.
as I was kind of prepping myself for this whole interview and everything, it dawned on me that I have never suggested to you guys about covering my absolute favorite cryptid in the entire world. I will also admit, and I am sorry for this, I have started listening to Kraken Cans.
Oh God.
You can't say that.
With that said,
You're
I
on the
did
list now.
I did see that they just dropped their latest episode. And how dare they steal the idea I was going to suggest to you guys of covering my absolute favorite cryptid, which is Jeff the Mongoose.
I
Oh,
seen
do it
that.
better.
They did.
It broke
Well-
my heart. Like I listened to their episode and it was okay, I guess.
Oh yes, this is why she's our super fan. Suck it,
'Cause-
Kraken Cans.
So I will also admit, and I commented this on one of their posts on Facebook and everything. They covered it all, and they didn't touch on the fact that a movie was made just 2 years ago with Simon Pegg, Neil Gaiman, and like a whole bunch of other really
I
big
love
name
Simon
actors.
Pegg.
There was a movie made about Jeff the Mongoose, and Simon Pegg is the lead. Like it's an amazing, great movie. It's
Oh my-
phenomenal.
Really?
Oh god, I'm blanking his name, and I feel bad because he was just at Planet Comic Con. The actor who played Doc Brown.
Oh, God.
and Lloyd is so
Christopher Lloyd.
yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd. Yeah.
He's also in it. Like it's a great
Oh my
movie.
God.
Like I got it on Amazon and everything. I think it was only released on Amazon, but it's done by that same company A24 that just put out Backrooms.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was gonna say definitely look it up. The movie is titled Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose.
Okay.
Absolutely phenomenal movie, but also covers one of the most amazing cryptid stories in the entire world. And I would absolutely die for you guys to actually cover Jeff because I feel like if you guys look into it, you will fall in love as much as I am head over. I've debated and I have plans. I would love one day to get a Jeff the Mongoose tattoo.
Oh, cool.
I can't pick what quote I want from him though. Like I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to have the joy of finding it on your own. and
So-
seeing the full insanity that is that story.
I can promise you that we will do Jeff the Mongoose, but it might be a while. We got to give some space
All totally
For-
fine.
for the crappiness of Kraken's episode to
No,
air out.
Screw
a
that
little bit.
because
I mean,
screw that because they said they were going to get John's dad on their show before we could. So
Oh man,
I mean,
he's
also
he's
talking
like
ultimate
threatening.
cryptids.
He's threatening his dad not to go on Cracking Cans cast.
No. Of all places, God help should you actually
he
pin down the elusive, John's dad.
he
I would
did
feel
say
like
that if Kyle doesn't straighten up,
Oh
he's
man.
going to purposely go on cracking cans. So
Oh,
he's threatening you now.
he's
I don't
threatening
care.
you. Oh,
I'm not going
man.
to change.
Yeah.
I haven't met him before I change. I mean, like, I don't know.
Nor do
Why
I
change
expect
now?
you to change. You're here for the comedy, Kyle.
The
Sometimes it's
funny
it.
thing is like we we could really just have you drive down because he just lives down.
Yeah,
the
he's
road.
like that way.
Good
you,
Lord.
you have 2 turns if you include the turn out of your driveway,
Oh my god!
Like-
And then into his.
and then onto the road that he is on off
Oh,
of
okay.
your road.
That's funny.
The funny thing is, so he's never met John's dad. I have, but like I inadvertently run into John's dad about once every 2 to 3 months. So it's like I'm consistently having cryptid sightings essentially.
John's dad sent me a video one day and he said I had a sighting today, and then sent me a video of Evan walking into the building.
I
From-
mean, that's also like goals in life. Like I said, I don't want photos of me to ever be fully in clarity. I want to live in like I would say, speaking of memes to like aspire to, I don't know if you guys have seen the one meme that's floated around for a while now. It says, I want to be a cryptid, but not like I want to turn into Mothman or Bigfoot. I just want to be regular old me, but hanging out in the woods in a t-shirt and jeans, and people look for me with binoculars, and they find me hoarding stones by a riverbed, eating little Debbie snack cakes, and the government tries to conceal my existence.
Yes. I concur.
I would say that right there sums up. I was like, that's my personal goals, but
You change that to the Swiss cake rolls and I'm in.
oh heck yeah.
Well, Little Debbie does make them. Star
Yeah, I was
Crunch
gonna say,
is
Lil
slept
got the
on.
full smorgasbord and everything. I don't know if I dig snowballs or whatever.
I
but
got me a
whatever.
Star Crunch last night when I was walking. I walked past the bathroom to the treats.
Star Crunch. Star Crunch.
Star Crunch is where they're at.
I always get like a box of the Swiss cake rolls during deer camp.
Hunting season,
like,
yeah.
And I'm like, I will share these with you, Kyle. And Kyle's like, you got any of those Swiss cake rolls left? I'm like, no, they're fucking gone.
Have you had the strawberry shortcake ones?
I
Yeah.
have. They're
Those
good.
are great.
They are good.
There is also something about the Swiss cake ones. Like, I get you.
And I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of the other
Well,
one.
then
that
our grandpa's the one who always had him at his house. And
yeah,
then,
it's nostalgia for me. I
yeah,
think.
and then it came, part of deer camp,
My husband's grandfather always had the oatmeal cream pies. That was his
Oh
go-to.
yeah, those are good too. Oh yeah.
Those
So,
are those I'll get like just during day to day if I'm like I need an absurd amount of sugar right now for whatever I'm doing. I'll get those.
Oh, I just have the terrible diet of a 5-year-old left unsupervised with like $20 at the grocery store. Like that's yeah.
Evan once saw
awesome.
me eat 3 pieces of pizza from Costco and then have diarrhea the next day.
Yeah, I warned him about it too. We're at Costco and I'm like, dude, I don't know if that's a good idea. Like,
I'm in my late 40s.
I'm like, I don't think
I
that's
should
gonna
watch
work
it.
out well for you.
I mean, there's also
man.
sometimes you just want to plan to have a bad time.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm in danger.
I looked up that movie you were talking about, and
Yeah.
Rowena from Supernatural.
Supernatural. Yep, she's in
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
amazing. It is freaking phenomenal. Neil Gaiman voices Jeff. Like, you had me at that.
That's awesome.
Like, as I say, it's a amazing movie. It definitely gives you a good introduction, but that entire story is just Jeff is my ultimate favorite cryptid in the entire world. Like,
Oh, cool.
I actually have
check
made
it out.
jokes and stuff. My husband, one of his like big boss people, his name is Jeff. And I've tried to throw my idea of like I want to get a Jeff the Talking Mongoose tattoo, and I was like, Nick, you need to tell Jeff that we need to go get this tattoo together because like, and like the guy's like a decently straight laced dude, and I was like, I want him to get like a full back tattoo of Jeff the Monk. But yeah, no, it's a great movie, and it is an amazing story. Like pinnacle
That's like
story.
I like Neil Gaiman because I like the Sandman.
Yes, I would say my husband and I are like we're slow rolling trying to finish it because we know it's over and everything, but we have like a couple more episodes left. But we've been
They do
it's so
make an
good.
audiobook version. They do have a full cast of the comic books.
I would say I've wanted to find like an omnibus thing of the book of the comic and everything because I've seen it before
That's
and
what
it's
they're
beautiful.
reading on Audible. It is the omnibus
Yeah.
of the Sandman.
Oh, it'd be so good. Be so good. Anyway, but
Cool show, Evan.
Yeah. No, Chelsea did the show.
No. The Sandman is a cool show.
The Sandman is a cool show.
I have
Yeah,
no clue what you're talking about.
I knew I wasn't on your radar, cuz I got you.
You know how I am.
No,
I just recently finished
wholesome.
the Dark Tower series from Stephen King on audiobook.
Ooh.
How many books are there? There's like 13 or something, like insane.
There is 9.
That's the only way you'll catch me reading 9
like
books.
The biggest nerd ever. Like
8
I
books.
can go over to my bookshelf and I have no clue what you're talking about. I feel
there
really
there was 8 books. The final book was 32 hours, I think.
Oh wow. I would say I just started in on a pretty huge book and everything too when I saw it was like 30 something hours, albeit like I mentioned before about my Spotify hours for podcasts. I'm like, oh, that's nothing.
Right.
Yeah, no, it was a really like the very first book was like 8 hours long.
Oh, that's nothing. That's 2 shifts. We're good.
But the last one, the actual like the Dark Tower,
yeah,
is long, and it
Yeah.
it took me probably over a year to listen to them all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no,
guys are making me feel like a Luddite. Like,
I
have physical books.
I mean, there's also the idea that like if you listen to the audiobook, then you buy the actual book when you finish it to be like a head on your wall. You'd be like, I've read this, you know?
Yeah.
That's the trick.
I have a side gig where I happen to check IDs, and I caught a whole bunch of fake IDs this past weekend. So I'm starting a collection now.
You should turn it into a card table. We'll use some lacquer and
I know a guy that can build the table.
yeah.
We
There you go.
I have 40 that I've taken so far.
That's a good.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's a great start. And 4th of July is just around the corner.
I know.
God help
I'm gonna be gathering some more in the side gig. Well, I don't know if they'll have me doing IDing stuff.
Is Friday night the big night?
Saturday is. I do security on the side.
You should start seeing if like you can source where they're all getting the fake IDs from, if they all are like related family members, quote unquote. Be like, oh, are you so and so? I'm like, is this your cousin? Is this your brother? Like, just bring out your reel of them.
It's like
act like you're the FBI and they're going to be your informants. Flip them.
Yeah, you two are from Indiana. I see. There's a lot of Indiana IDs.
Really?
Are y'all from the same town?
The only reason
that's like anytime someone finds out I was in the army, they're like, "Oh, do you know so and so?"
Bro,
because it's that tiny.
When I was a cop, I'd meet people and be like, "Hey, my cousin in Southfield, which is like 2.5 hour drive from where we are. They're like, my cousin is a cop. Do you know him?"
Oh,
what the hell, bro? These people vote and drive and listen to our podcast.
No, I
Oh,
think we're above. We're above a certain level of discourse here.
Oh,
Like,
indeed, indeed.
Obviously.
There are layers
in
to
all
us.
honest, in all honesty, I think to enjoy our podcast, yeah, there is some stupid crap, but in general, there is a level of like, you know, you've said it yourself, Kyle. You catch stuff like the second time you listen to it in the humor
Hmm.
sometimes from all of
Oh yeah,
us.
Yeah.
definitely.
like I went back to check the chapters of the intergalactic pancakes episode,
That was a
and
wonderful story, by the way.
there
It was very
there
sweet.
there is one chapter that says providing balance with a truly horrible encounter. Can you guys guess what we were talking about?
The
But
Enumclaw horse incident.
by the way, that story you shared about Schlitterbahn,
Oh yeah, that was.
Yes.
Oh yeah, duh.
I was gonna say when you started talking about that, I'm like, I remember that happening.
Yeah, so like I have a twisted sense of I tell everyone I have PTSD because like whatever. And um I just like to balance things out and I just like horrible ways to die. It is truly terrible and everything.
Yeah.
We all recognize that, but we're just laughing at the end, so
The funnier thing too is for years before, like we would see ads like on TV and everything advertising that place. And it actually became an inside joke between my husband and my mom of how they were going to plan a trip to Schlitterbahn and how they weren't going to invite each other to it. And then that happened. So like,
that slide looked insane too. That
oh yeah,
was
no, it's nuts. Like I would say, it was crazy. But that is another thing too. Is like I know you do like your wheel of weird and finding like different weird stories and stuff. Kansas has a bunch of like crazy stuff if you actually look. Like I I was gonna say,
I'll get back on that soon. I
yeah,
started researching other things and I kind of put it to
I
the back burner.
I've actually been I'm hoping for around my birthday I'm going to plan this because I know I mentioned Sinkhole Sam to you guys, who is like our quote unquote state cryptid. I only live like an hour ish away from the place. And
Really?
I told my husband, I'm thinking for my birthday, I kind of want to plan on doing almost kind of like a vlog type thing, but I want to do a day trip of going out and going to go see Sinkhole Sam.
Hells
Heck yeah.
yeah.
Like
Hell
I
yeah.
want to get myself all prepped and everything and go out there and do like all kinds of like EMF readings, all that, whatever, as close as I can to supposedly where he was found, all that jazz. but
Hells yeah.
um but yeah, no, I kind of want to do something like that. And I if you guys want, I can always report back if I end up doing it.
Yeah. No,
Very
absolutely.
if you
much. Yes.
I looked up like drawings of Sinkhole Sam and
Oh, he's a wonderful floop and gurgle. He's
it
amazing.
it looks exactly like there's a
Oh,
lot of drawings that they make it look like the giant worms from
Yeah,
Beetlejuice.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
oh
He's great.
yeah.
He's great. He's wonderful because he's been described as like a combo between a snake or a worm, or he's something long without legs. Is about all we know. My favorite are the ones where you see where he's got a big cartoony happy smile face.
Does he
Like
control the spice?
you know, I might take some. I might take some like allspice out there with me. Maybe that might
Yeah.
attract him.
There
Be
you
like,
go.
here, buddy.
I
Hells
named
yeah.
my cat Paul after Paul Atreides, so
That's awesome.
Yeah.
but yeah, we should look into that too. I mean, who knows when the wheel of weird's gonna land on Kansas?
Right.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe if you tell us that you went out there, it will randomly fall on Kansas.
So no joke, I have those cards.
Do you?
My husband, I think it was actually John that mentioned way forever ago. My husband is a massive Magic the Gathering player. And with that said, he
It was
finally a
me.
couple years ago roped me into it. But I mentioned that we were looking at cards and I found that series of cards. And I think I do also have the Sinkhole Sam card.
Oh,
Like he
Heck
bought me
yeah.
like OG box sets of it and everything. Like,
that's awesome.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they've got a bunch of really fun ones. They've got like the Side Rock Bolter and everything. They've got all kinds of stuff.
I
But
I sold all my Magic the Gathering cards and made a significant amount of money
You had like the
I wish I
OG
would've-
cards though.
I don't even know where to begin to talk about my husband's addiction on that. Like,
I just wanted something for my son and I to do together.
I mean, it is fun, but like when you have a buddy of yours who owned a game store at one point and
Oh
your
God.
husband ends up buying half of his collection and then let alone collect stuff for the last like 7 or 8 years now, and you have an entire room practically dedicated, you have an entire cabinet that is nothing but magic cards.
No,
I can
I
build a fort.
understand that.
Evan, we need to
understand.
find someone that owns a gun store.
I
Oh, geez.
know.
Become
Oh,
friends with
geez.
them.
Like I was with Kyle and I purchased a stupid gun that specifically doesn't work. It's known to not work. And I bought it because it has a Peterson delayed locking mechanism, which is extreme. Like there's two guns that have that mechanism in
Well,
existence.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I get it. I get
But
it,
And
man.
I'm just like,
another thing
I want
is
this.
but you got it because it was like terrible.
Yeah.
But you also got it because like we call him cursed. Like sometimes he makes cursed purchases.
Yes. I
Like,
buy
and
the
that was
cursed
one of
get
them.
guns.
that. I get that.
But this
One of
gun
the
fires flawlessly, apparently. So
I don't
know.
understand how. Like they are literally known to not work, and this one worked.
you got a bad one.
I got
So-
the lemon.
So talking about cursed purchases reminds me of the couple years ago, which again, my husband and I usually go to Planet Comic Con in Kansas City. And I will never forget, it was Sunday, the last day of the convention, and we finally catch back up all together. And we had brought a wagon to put all of our purchases in. And my husband's dragging the wagon, going, "Look what I got." And it was the most horrific looking homemade dice tower. It looks like it's the Thing or something. There are legitimate chunks of like denture teeth in it along with eyeballs. I looked at that and I
That
said, "You spent money on that?"
that is cursed.
Oh yeah, no.
That's
That
why
far exceeds.
people like us can't have adult money.
Yep.
Yeah.
His name is Timmy and he lives in our spare room.
Speaking of
And-
weird dice, I'm trying to find someone. I got my wisdom teeth out recently, and I'm trying to find someone to make them into dice just to be weird.
That would be so amazing. I kudos if you find somebody, but that is also, again, being a weirdo, eclectic nerd person. I am in one of my dream things is I've thought about getting into like taxidermy and all that work. So I live for like weird taxidermy and like preserved organs, stuff like that. So like I'm sure you could find somebody who could make your wisdom teeth into dice and it would be amazing.
You ever see the taxidermy where people take the butts of deer
Oh yeah.
put
Oh,
like
yeah.
teeth on it?
And do like a full mount and everything of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No. I actually
We need one of
a cou-
those for the studio.
We do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually went a couple years ago to they had the Oddities and Curiosities Expo come through Kansas City. And my husband and I were able to go to just a single day of it. There were so many adorably perfectly done raccoons that were like elbow deep in a box of Cracker Jack and stuff, and like or like drinking beer or stuff like that. It was the cutest things. Like I loved it. I wanted. I've joked with my husband. I was like, God help we get our dream house and everything. I was like, I will have a room of curiosities that you.
That's our podcast studio in my house.
Yeah, I don't know if
becoming
you've
like
noticed the things on the walls.
I'll take
I
her
think it-
around after we're done.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
I actually have a wall that I will also want to share with you guys because I have a kind of related to all your flags and stuff. I have one that I got gifted a couple years ago that one of my buddies who I've talked about this to and how excited I was. He was like, he gifted it to me and he was like, "Do they have this?" And I'm like, "No, but they will love it."
I was just thinking. We're gonna have to stop the recording. We can continue talking,
no.
but we'll end the recording so I can download everything and get the episode going. So with that being
Because
said,
you don't have to
Yeah.
do it tonight because we don't drop it until Thursday anyway.
oh, it's true. Perfect.
Yeah, we're doing it a night early because I have to work security tomorrow
Yes,
night.
you do.
Security.
With that being said, it's never too late to end the recording and not have to do any work until tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Hells yeah.
Good night.
Good night.